Hello there folks, and thanks for joining me at my tying bench once again. In today's fly I'm going to tell you a simple little attractor dry fly pattern, and it's called the Badger Peacock. And it's a simple little dry fly to tie. It's one of those little attractor patterns that are simple to tie but effective. And I thought I'd share this pattern with you this time around, so you can tie some up and add them to your box and give them a try. So we'll get this little guy a device, and I'll get a fresh hook in and we'll get started. Now the hook I'm using is just a standard dry fly hook, mustad 94840 size. I'm tying on a 12, but you can use whatever dry fly hooks you generally use. Get that locked in the vise there. And thread of choice is danville 6/0 in black this time around. So we'll get started by putting our thread down as always, but I'm going to start back about 3 eye lengths behind the eye here this time. And we'll wrap back towards the barb here. Lay a thread base down. This time we'll come just about even above the barb there. Snip off the waist end. Now the tail on this guy calls for Lady Amherst tippet. Similar to golden pheasant, but it's white and black. And if you do not have the Amherst, I've tied it with golden pheasant as well. It seemed to work just as well, so don't worry if you don't have Lady Amherst. Just use the golden pheasant tippet. So I'm going to snip off about 15 fibers or so for the tail. So then snip them off the feather here. And we'll bring those in and measure them up about the length of the shank, and we'll tie them in. Use a pinch wrap to come down. I'll do another one here. Okay, I'm just going to make a few wraps back and hold up on the tail, and that'll keep that on top of the hook. Alright, so then we're going to wrap forward a few wraps, and then I'll trim where I want the body to end here on the fly. Then I'm going to wrap down all that extra tail material, wrap forward. Okay, so next folks is the rib. In the rib is some fine copper or gold wire. I just happen to have copper here, so I'll grab a piece. Okay, and we're going to tie that in here. Alrighty. Catch that in underneath there and wrap back to the tail. Just like so. Alrighty. Put that in the material clip. Now, I'm going to go forward once again and stop my thread. Now, the body is peacock herl. And you probably heard me say before, it's one of my favorite materials for tying trout flies. I'm sure a lot of you will agree. Snip the brittle ends off. And we'll catch that in on top here. Spin my bobbin so I can catch that in. There we go. And we're going to wrap back to just about in front of our tail here, folks. And I'll form a little loop here once again. Just makes a real strong body this way. Then I'm going to move it forward again to where we want to stop our body. I'll grab the loop in the herl, a pair of hackle pliers, and just hook onto both. And we'll start to turn that counterclockwise here until we start to form a little rope. Occasionally that'll break on you, and hopefully it won't do it this time, but if it breaks you can just start over again. Sometimes even when you cut the tips off, sometimes you don't cut them back far enough, they tend to still be a little brittle sometimes, so just be careful. And we'll begin to wrap our body forward here, folks. Giving a few turns after we make every 2 wraps or so, we'll tighten that rope up again. Then we'll wrap forward, just like so. Get in there, wire doesn't want to stay in the material clip. Okay, and we got a couple more turns to go here. Tighten it up one more time. Okay, just like so. Then I'm going to come around one last time, folks. Then when I come up this time, I'm going to tie off a couple wraps behind, keeping good thread tension. I'm going to release the pliers. Snug that good and tight. A few wraps in front. Locking that down, a couple more behind, then we'll trim. There we go. There's our body. Nice full peacock body on it. And now we're going to wrap forward to make a little thread base down for the wrap to hackle. Makes it better if you put a little thread down than just the bare shank. Smooth it out. Just makes it easier for your hackle. Now, hence the name Badger Peacock, I have two badger hackles here. This is light badger. You can also use dark badger. I've tied them with both if you don't have light badger. And I'm going to tie these in, and I've also stripped a few off the side here, which I've showed you in the past videos. Before I wrap around, you can see right there. And we'll catch these guys in here. Okay. I want to get those going at about a 45-degree angle, so I'll check that as I wrap them in. Looks good. Then I'll wrap those stems down good and tight forward towards the eye. I don't want to crowd the eye, so I'll snip those off. Make sure we got a smooth base here. Okay, so now we're ready to wrap our hackles, folks. So we'll grab the first hackle here. Get a hold with my hackle pliers. Get a good grip on them here. Okay. So we'll come down around. Oh shoot, folks, just wait a minute, I'll back that up. Well, I got ahead of myself once again, as you can probably notice. Sorry about that. And you probably notice in all my videos I don't edit anything. It's just what you see. When mistakes happen, I have to correct them because I don't edit videos. So just forgot to wrap the rib here. We'll get that done. Sorry about that. So we'll come up around, counter wrap that fine wire through the peacock herl, just to add a little more extra durability for us. Then we'll tie that off. Then we'll tie our hackles back in. No big deal. Helicopter that off. Grab our two hackles once again, folks. And we'll catch those in once again. Okay, wrap forward. Alrighty. Okay, so now I'll grab my hackle pliers and we'll get this a go once again here. Grab that hackle by the tip here, and we'll come down around with the first hackle. And simply wrap forward, nice and close wraps together until we get to the tie-off point. Just like so. And about one more wrap, I would say, should do it. I'm going to come up around, tie this guy off here. A couple wraps behind. Snug that down to get tension back on the thread. Then wrap back onto this tip a little bit there. Then what I'm going to do is release my pliers. Take my thumb and steady my scissors and come in and snip that tip out. Just like so here. There we go. Alrighty, so now we'll do the same thing with our second hackle. Wrong pliers, we'll grab our plunger pliers here. Now, on the second hackle, when we wrap it, what I like to do is zigzag that back and forth, and what that'll do is keep you from catching too many hackles from the first hackle, and you won't get them all shooting out the back of your fly there. Just a little, makes it a little bit neater. Just zigzag that back and forth like so as we go through. Gives you a nice full hackle. Okay. We'll come up around, tie this one off at the same spot. Couple wraps behind. Snug it tight. And we'll do a couple in front. And don't worry about these ones shooting out there. We'll get rid of those. Release the pliers once again. Come in, snip off that tip. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is grab my half hitch tool first and do a couple of half hitches. Just one. Just pushes those few fibers back there that were in the way. Okay, there we go. As you can see, we have a nice full hackle there on this fly. Looks pretty good. Okay. Now it's just a whip finish and he's a done deal, folks. So try to do this without catching any fibers if we can. I want to get 4 or 5 turns on this guy. Alright, there we go. Okay. Snug that down, seat the knot well. Now come in close. Cut my thread off there. There we have it. Another size 12 badger peacock. Like I was saying, it's a good little attractor pattern. I've had a lot of luck on it over the years since I've tied it. So definitely give this guy a try if you have the materials and add some to your dry fly box. Great little pattern. And it's simple to tie, and I like to bring you patterns that are simple to tie as well. So, anyways, I hope you enjoyed this fly this time around, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, hit that good old subscribe button down there and the bell so you know when I put new videos out. And I appreciate y'all for watching every time. And until next time, folks, I'm going to wish you happy tying out there. I'll see you all again soon, and so long for now.